All right. On today's 30-minute mechanic, we're still working on our AJE tubular front clip that we put in our Ranger project. I'm going to show you some of my mocking up that I got going over here and a few new things like brake rotors with 5 lugs instead of 4. And then we're going to drop our subframe back out. Probably going to do that a bunch of times. And we're going to whack off these top bars and tack weld our connector plates in on this side. So buckle up, let's go. All right, like I said, got some 5 lug rotors there. Replaced the 4 lug, crusty old 4 luggers. So we can actually mock up using a wheel that we might actually use. Okay, this weekend, did a bunch of playing around, mocking things up, looking at things, checking things. Back out here, boop. The front end I think is exactly where I want it. Very happy with the position and with the ride height. You see I got an old strut in there, that same old, I think that's a Lakewood 9010 strut. They're kind of dead, but they work okay for this. Got the spindle in there and got a lower control arm in there that's 1 inch shorter than a box body. So that's 12-inch. Box body ones, I think, are 13-inch, and this one's a 12-inch, but it's adjustable. I had those, and I'm not sure if I'm going to run these or not. They seem to fit like I want them to, and everything kind of looks good. Now we get out here to the wheel. Borrowed one of Jonathan's Centerline Warriors 4 lug with a 165 80 15 tire, which is what I'll run on the front of this thing. Fits pretty good. My track width may be a little wider than kind of I wanted, but we can do some fender trimming here. We're kind of touching it right there, but I think we can get around that. We've been down that road many times with lowered vehicles, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. This particular wheel has 1.75 inches of backspace. And I just knocked a piece of metal off. There's some 4-inch wheels you can get with 2 1/4 inch backspace. So that may be the route I go. I'll have to research wheels pretty good before I actually make a purchase on wheels. But that's on down the road a bit. But everything looks great. I welded in those plates on both sides. I welded them on the outside and I welded them on the inside. So outside of the frame rail and inside the frame rail. And that turned out really good. And I bolted everything back up, checked my level again like I did, and I was still zeros on the level. So I was super happy about that. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to drop this thing back out. It's going to be in and out of here a bunch of times before I'm done. And I've marked maybe some marks here. It's right there. I came 7 inches from this flange down here, and I'm going to cut these, and I'm going to tack on those other. I might just weld them on since that's where they're going to be. Tack them, then maybe weld them, and then that's where the we'll tie in and go into our A-pillar bar that's right inside there. Also, we may cut the body mounts. Cut the body mounts off right there, and get ready to make our own. I got some metal over here, right there, that I can make a new body mount out of. So that's not a big deal. Okay, now this is one of the best tools. This is one of the best tools I have. It's a 5-foot straight edge, and it's great. I mean, since the truck is like basically 5 foot wide, you can measure everything from side to side real easy with that. And like earlier, I had the string line. I've got a center point here and a center point here. I had the string line pulled across there, and I could drop my string line to see if everything's centered like it should be, like I want it. Okay, now I guess I need to get this wheel off and get this stuff taken apart over here real quick. Drop that down. Now, these are cool wheels. They're really period correct for this truck. And I wish I could find, well, I wish they had a little more backspace, because they would be awesome. They would look awesome. Okay, we're back. Had to go put his wheel back on. And arm is out. Yeah. These. Put that back in the box. Oh, now. I thought I was recording. Guess I wasn't. Okay, we got the bolts out on one side, and now we're fixing to go take the bolts out of the other side. I hope my SD card's not full. If it is, we'll just scrap today's video and move on to something else. Oh. I like the ability to take the front end off with bolts. That's the wrong. I always do that. And before we get too far, what I need to do is mark where my body mounts kind of need to be. Actually, I'm just going to mark right here where the body is. Now, it may be off a little bit side to side on this stuff. I did know that this pickup may have run into something on this corner at some point on the driver's side. The bumper was kind of tweaked on this side, so this sheet metal over here may be a little cockeyed. Okay, struggling with space on my SD card. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get our Sawzall once again. Actually, we're going to put a new blade in our Sawzall that's not wrinkled. I remember where my Sawzall blades are. This has been a great Sawzall, but you have to have an Allen wrench to remove the blade. And that's irritating. My cordless one just has a little lever you flip up and pull the blade out and poke a new one in. That blade got a little bent when we cut the frame off. And then I took the front clip, the old front frame, hauled it away the other day, but I wanted the bumper and I didn't want to jack with bumper bolts. So I just cut the frame off just behind the bumper. Okay. Oh, gotta have, it's gotta be plugged in. It is not cordless. Okay, so we got our 7-inch mark right here. Just gonna see if we can line up on that. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's literally what we're going to be building to this point on the other, coming the other direction. But I wanted them even from side to side. That was the loudest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, I think. All right. Let's get the grinder with the flappy wheel real fast. And again, I'm not a professional race car chassis builder. I just do this for fun. So if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. Actually, don't let me know. Just let me be blissfully ignorant. Okay. Now we got those trimmed off. What we're going to do is take these dudes and they're going to mount on there just like that. Piece out of the way. A good spot for it. I got another one here somewhere. And the other one fit on. That one fits a little snugger. I like it fitting snugger. But again, we're just going to be mounting. We're going to be building to this point from the other side. So if it's snug, it does. That's great. Now we can just use our big, long, straight edge right here. Come on. Just trying to be somewhat smart about this. And use the big straight edge to even them up. Yeah. Look at that other magnet. Where's that magnet? The other giant magnet. Oh my gosh. That actually worked pretty good. Let's set those on there. Oh, yeah, fantastic. Okay. Let's drag our welder over here and we'll put a couple zaps on there. And then we'll finish welding them later after we get kind of going. Welder, where are you at? I will tell you, this little titanium, that's what it's called. Titanium MiG 170. I've been tickled to death with this thing. That doesn't look right. Did I bump it? That's perfect. That was right. But like I said, I have been tickled to death with this little welder. And man, when you turn up the power, man, it puts it out. I've always run it on 115, 110, whatever you want to call it. And finally got 220. And I mean, it worked okay that way, but wow, it really works good on 220. Okay. Okay, reach. Okay. Those are tacked in place. And I'm not a professional welder by any stretch of the imagination. I do okay. Like I said, I've never had one of my welds fail in whatever I was doing. I have a tendency to weld too slowly, so it and end up with kind of a fat bead on it because I go too slow because I'm overanalyzing everything. I feel as if I would move my torch a little faster, I would have better looking things. Maybe not any better performing, but they would look better. Here's a pro tip. Not a pro. I'm not a pro, but here's a pro tip with auto darkening lenses. Leave them where they're pointed at a light, and they'll always be charged up. Because sometimes you forget, and then you grab your hood, and the thing's dead, and you flash yourself, and nobody likes that. Okay, that job's done. Next job is, let's scoot this a little farther that way. We're going to see if we can get our, how are we going to cut those off of there? Sawzall? That might be the most efficient. Could use a cutoff wheel, I guess, but I think I'm going to start with this, since it's got a fresh blade in it. There's one. We'll do the other one. Maybe I won't get so close to the tube this time. I'll stay away from that weld bead a little farther. Hard to put that on there, but missed it by that much. Oh my gosh. It's like bolts laying everywhere. Okay, that one's off. It's like nuts came out, bolts came out. Goodness. Vibration. I think I'm missing a lock washer. It'll turn up. There's a nut. Oh. Wow. There's the lock washer right there. Okay, we got those buzzed off. I think I'm going to leave it right there for today. That's a good stopping spot. I need to grind off the rest of that, but that's no big deal. We can do that. We can do that later. I got another little project I need to do before I leave. So that's where we're gonna stop for today. Okay, just show you what we did. We got our little end pieces tacked on. Put a straight edge across them so they're at least level with one another. Got our body mounts. Got the inside, this is the inside edge of the body in there. So you can tell that the body mount really needs to be about right there for my particular install. So can't really reuse that one, I don't think, but I can make one that looks similar. I'll make a couple. I've got metal, I got a hole saw, and I got a welder. I can do it. All right, that's going to do it for 30-minute mechanic today. Probably going to be a short video because I was battling some SD card filling up problems. But really all we did was drop the front end out and weld on, cut those bars off and weld some plates on and cut some other stuff off. And I showed you the mock-up with the wheel and everything. So just a mock-up. Not sure that's the direction we're going to go just yet. But I'm fine. I'm glad that it's fitting exactly like my model in AutoCAD was showing, you know, as far as where the fender well, where the top of the fender versus the tire was going to be, came out almost exactly like I was anticipating. So I'm feeling great about this deal. Next time we'll weld those other deals up and make us some body mounts for the front and carry on with our install. So like always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.